is the best time to be in the garden. Things are growing, flowers are blooming. Today I want to show you what I'm growing in my garden. Here I have my blueberries. So I do not remember the name of these blueberries, but I know I got them from Home Depot. You know, the little bare roots that come in a little baggie. This is what they are. And they are doing awesome. They have a bunch of blueberries. Blueberries benefit from having friends around to help pollinate each other. So yeah, they are growing beautifully. They're full of blueberries. So I'm pretty excited about this. Okay, so here I have baby cakes. It's a blackberry. It's from Bushel and Berry. This is the perfect blackberry for small spaces. It's perfect in a pot and is very condensed in a little spot, and it makes so many blackberries. So I really like this one. Here I have, this is raspberry shortcake, and it's from Bushel and Berry too. It hasn't produced raspberries, but I'm sure it will. This right here is, oh, I forgot the name. I'm pretty sure I got this one from M.I. Garner. And I believe it's gold raspberry, I believe. I had two, Annie and this one, but Annie didn't make it through the summer. This is why they're here, because it got so hot last year that all my berries were not having it. So we had to move them here so they can get more shade from the house and the fence. So that helped a lot, helping them survive. Here, this is another raspberry. This is Heritage Raspberry, and by far this is my favorite raspberry. It's super sweet. It's like what you expect a raspberry to taste. It's like candy, raspberry candy. So I do recommend growing this one, but it does spread pretty easy. So if you have a small backyard like me, I recommend growing it in a pot because it goes wild. Here I have some flowers. This is my flower garden. I do have some herbs here and there, but mainly I want it for flowers to attract pollinators in the garden. It has changed a lot since last year. I feel like last year it didn't do much since it was its first year growing. But this year definitely I see a lot of growth in things that I forgot they were there and now they're sprouting. I have some daylilies, some snapdragons. There's some echinacea, but they haven't flowered yet. I have some zinnias. That right there is new. That is a Rose of Sharon, and I am in love with that plant right now. Mine, they have not flowered yet, but I am patiently waiting to see the flowers. I have two right here. I have some marigolds, gazania, and many more that haven't really flowered yet, but I'm excited to see soon. So here we keep walking. I added that water bath for the birds. I used to have it on the other side of the house, and I decided to move it here since it was more fitting, you know, for the flowers. Now here, these are sweet peas. It's the flower sweet pea. It did not do anything for me. I started growing them since October last year, and I did not see a single flower, but the plant did get really big and bushy. I planted a few more around the garden, but none of them flower. I don't know if it's because I have too much nitrogen in the soil, or maybe it's too hot for them in my area. I'm not sure, but I've been keeping them here just to see if maybe I see a little bloom, but so far nothing. And they're starting to die down because of the heat. It's starting to get a little hot. Now this right here, this is it's milk thistle. Milk thistle, and I did not put that there. I had it last year, and I think it just reseeded itself, and I just let it because I find the flowers so pretty. And this is my artichokes. I'm gonna tell you, if there's something you need to try in your garden, is growing an artichoke. They are so delicious. I'm starting some more plants in my grow tent because I had 4 plants total, but 3 of them didn't make it through my summer. I'm not sure what happened, but they just didn't make it. And this was the only one. And I'm so glad at least I got to keep one because I've been eating so many artichokes and I'm very happy about this plant. So here, this is my pepper plants. I don't remember exactly which one is which one, but I know these 2 are shishito peppers. This is my favorite pepper. You can add it to pastas. You can just dip them in some kind of sauce, with eggs, with everything. They are so yummy. This is a must grow. Here, I believe this is lipstick pepper, another one of my favorites. It's really crunchy and the walls of it is like pretty thick. We have some jalapenos, we have serrano peppers, poblano pepper. This one is a new one for me. This is called I think it's called Jimmy Nardello. I think that's how you say it. But it's a long pepper and it's supposed to be red, but since it keeps flowering and producing peppers, I've been like just cutting them and adding them to my like eggs in the morning for breakfast, and it's real good. I really like that pepper. Now here, this is my tomato arch trellis. I am very happy I did this. I've been wanting to grow tomatoes on an arch trellis forever, but I just never got myself to do it. And this year I was like, I have to try it. And this is the best way to grow them, I'm gonna tell you, because the tomatoes are visible for you. I can easily trim them. They have space to grow all the way around, and it's awesome. And I don't know if it's because I've been doing like a 2 stem or maybe 3 stem on each tomato plant, that they have been producing a bunch of them. I've been like trimming them. I've been cutting the little suckers. I've been cutting those, and some tomatoes are already turning red, so that's exciting. These tomato plant, I got it from Canada. I got it from Canada a few years ago. We visited and I went to a supermarket. No, it was like a farmer's market, and a lady was selling some tomatoes and I just kept the seeds. And yeah, this is what they are a few years later, and I'm still growing them because I like them that much. And here I have my tomato bed. Most of these tomatoes I have grown before, but there's a few that I haven't. Starting with Sun Gold. I have never grown it before, and I got my hands on the seed, so I thought I need to grow it this year. And I'm gonna tell you, it's the best little tomato ever. It's super sweet and sugary, so if you haven't, you should grow it. It's a real good tomato. Here, I believe this is the 4th of July tomato, and it already has some red tomatoes. Like most of the plants are turning color now, so I'm really happy about that. I already ate my first tomato of the season, and these are yellow pear tomato. Everyone likes these. That's why I grow them, because my family, they all like this little tomato. So I grow them mainly for them. Here is my lemon squash, my favorite squash. It's super tender and sweet and I love it. The only thing is that it gets a lot of powdery mildew. So I'm just gonna let it produce some fruits for me, and I will end up getting rid of it because my tomatoes are right next to it and I don't want them to get infected with powdery mildew. And this is the other side of my tomatoes. I am really excited about this little tomato. This is supposed to be a stuffing tomato. So it's just like a bell pepper, but a tomato, and it's hollow on the inside. So I'm excited to try that. I have a few gladiolas in this bed that I must have threw in here yesterday. Oh my gosh, not yesterday, last year. So they're flowering now. And this right here is I think it's called Golden Jubilee tomato. It's a yellow tomato. I tried to grow it last year, but I ended up getting Roma tomatoes instead of it. I don't know what I did wrong, but I didn't get to try them last year. So this year I'm excited to give those a try. Now here I have some cucumbers. These were not supposed to be cucumbers. I thought that I planted some Kajari melons. So I'm not sure what happened, what I did. I must have gotten rid of the Kajari melon plants thinking that they were cucumbers. I'm not sure, but I'm happy. It's producing a bunch of cucumbers, so that's good. Here, these are my strawberries. So last year I had a good amount of strawberries, but the summer was so bad and I was very pregnant and I didn't want to come outside and deal with anything. So I just gonna let them go, and one survived, and from that I've been growing more strawberry plants. So I'm slowly growing my strawberry batch again. We have some rosemary. This is oregano, and it keeps spreading like crazy. I keep making it smaller. I have some zinnias, and this right here is lemongrass. So last year I grew it in a pot and I loved lemongrass tea. So I decided to grow it on the bed to see if it spreads easier, and I want to see if it can grow bigger. My cilantro is pretty much gone. I was just letting it go to seed, and you know, because the little bugs like the flowers. I have some chamomile. I don't know why my chamomile always looks kind of like scraggly. It doesn't look the best, but it has been producing a bunch of flowers. Now this is a sunflower. I noticed that whenever I start sunflower seeds in my grow tent and I bring them out, they tend to be smaller compared to seeds that I sow outdoors. So that is something that I'm gonna have to stop doing, and then just, you know, sow my sunflower seeds outside. This is celery. So I had a few plants last year, and I usually like grow them throughout the fall, winter, and then I just get rid of them. But this year I was like, okay, I have to keep one and see if I can keep growing it throughout the summer, and hopefully fall it can keep growing. So I'm gonna try to do that. This right here is a tomato plant. I did not put this here. It's volunteer from last year, I think. This is another chamomile plant. This is a volunteer too, so I'm just gonna keep it there. I have a few little onions here and there that I did not put there, but I'm happy they're growing. This flower is called the moonflower. I have never grown it before, but I'm pretty excited. I saw it at Baker's Creek, and it's supposed to be like a really big white looking flower. I'm excited to see it. This is another cucumber, but this one is like round and yellow cucumber, and the name of it is called dragon egg. So I'm curious to see how that one looks and tastes. It's like a little egg. So I'm happy. Here's another one. A little egg cucumber. And here is a serrano pepper. That one I overwintered and is flowering now. It was such a small little stick whenever I put it in that pot, and it's growing. So I'm pretty happy about that one, that it made it. And this is another sunflower. So you see the difference between transplanting and direct sowing. It's like a big difference in the plant. This is another pepper. I completely forgot the name of it, but it's a beautiful purplish pepper. Now here I have my aloe vera. It's been with me for a few years now. I need to give it some love and put some new soil in it. This right here, this tiny little tomato, is a basket tomato, so it's supposed to hang off the pot. This is, I just got this one. This is an apple mint. I have never owned an apple mint. The smell is so beautiful. It's so fresh. It reminds me of a mojito. That's what I think of whenever I smell it. And this is my grapevine. I've had it for, I'm gonna say, well, it was since I started my garden. It's been a few, maybe almost 5 years now, and it's producing so many grapes. It's full of little bunches of grapes. I love it. Oop. And even a little, I have a little nest in there. Some birds are trying to nest. I'm not sure if there's anything in there, but I can see the little, you know, the little nest. And over here I have another, it's called raspberry shortcake plant. That one I got a cut in from the other raspberry I have over there. This right here is a kumquat. I grew it from seed. I know that if you grow a plant from seed, it's not guaranteed that it's gonna fruit for you. So I'm just patiently waiting to see if it fruits or not. Now these are my onions, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm embarrassed to show you because I don't know what's going on with them. I have never had this issue before. They're kind of yellowing, but they're not like completely dying. They're actually like sprouting again. They have new little green shoots. I think that I overwater them. I think I give them too much water, and we haven't had that much sun, so there's no evaporating the liquid off of the soil. So I think that's what's happening. So I completely stopped watering them and giving them a break from drinking water. But I mean, most of them are kind of staying. I've been harvesting some of them though. I've been using onions, and they're not like rotten inside or anything like that. They're like just sad looking. We have some more flowers. Now this plant, this is a loofah plant. I am in love with this plant. Last year I grew it, and it's not like I need more loofah because it produces enough, but I just want to grow it because the bees, the bumblebees, they were all over it. It took a while for me to get loofahs, but the flowers, it was beautiful, and this thing turned into a tunnel once the plant really got a hold of it. And it was so heavy that I had to add a T-post because the trellis was like very wobbly, and I was afraid that it was just gonna break my beds. So I added a T-post. And yeah, the one thing that I do not like about this plant is that aphids. aphids and ants are all over it. But the thing is, the plant was not faced at having so many aphids. The plant was still thriving and growing and producing a ton of fruit. So I'm really excited to see this one grow. But yeah, that was my favorite plant of last year garden season. So let's see, right here. These are my fruit trees. This is a pink guava. I got the plant from Lowe's this year. So it's been in this pot for about, I'm gonna say a month maybe. So I'm really excited. I'm not sure if it's gonna flower this year or maybe, you know, next spring it might do it. But I'm excited to see what that one does. This is my little Miss Figgy, my joy. It has so many figs everywhere. I'm really excited. I got to try some little figs last year from this plant. And they were so sweet. I am in love with this plant. So yeah, it's doing great. It's been in this pot for, I think, like 2 years maybe now. So yeah, that's my little Miss Figgy. These are papayas, and they're called Sweet David. I got them from Baker's Creek. It's supposed to be a Hawaiian papaya. I have never grown papayas before, but I did grow up eating them, and I don't know, they have like a sentimental feeling for me because my grandma used to grow them. As a little girl, we used to climb the huge papaya trees to harvest the papayas. So I'm really excited about these, and they're doing great. They were tiny little plants. This one, I thought it was gone. I thought it was dead because all the leaves got wilted and fell off, but now it's growing new leaves. So I'm excited. They're growing really nice. This is my Myers lemon tree. I love this tree. I loved it so much that this year I went ahead and get myself another one because it was an amazing lemon to make lemonade with. I even made pasta with it. I'm in love with this tree. So I have 2 now. So this is what I have on my porch. By the way, this bed is a little low because I did not add any soil to it this year. So my plan is around fall, I plan to rearrange all of my herbs and yeah, add some more soil and freshen up the bed a little bit. So yeah, I will try to record a video about that. Now back here, I have pretty much just flowers and roses. So I do have a hibiscus right there. That is a tropical hibiscus. It pretty much died all the way down after the frost, but it's picking up. I have some calendula. I've been harvesting calendula to make oils, and you know, I was reading these things where they say that calendula is pretty good for your scalp, for hair loss and stuff like that, and for your skin. So I've been saving some of those. I got a new water well because the other one that I had, it pretty much like just broke because we redid the fence, and whenever the guys moved it, it just kind of like just fell apart. So we did that. Right there, I have another Rose of Sharon. That one, I do not remember the exact name of it, but it has this like beautiful pink flower. I'm excited to see that one grow. We have some roses and some kind of lilies, more roses. This is salvia. The bees love salvia. And that right there, I do not remember the name of it, but it has some really interesting looking flowers. I had it for 2 years now, and this year it has been showing more growth. So I'm really hoping that it produces some flowers. more canna lilies. Back here I don't have anything because my plan is to move this rose right there, and in this corner I want to put a like another plant, like a bigger, taller plant. I already bought it. For some reason the name of it is not coming to me right now. But I do want to put another plant right there, like a bigger plant. And this is my Java bananas, blue Java bananas. I'm really hoping to get bananas this year. Usually they produce bananas on their second year growth. So like this one should be giving me bananas this year because the root is already on its second year growth. So I'm excited. I have not removed many pups around it, but I will start doing that soon. I usually leave around 3 plants in the same spot. That way it's not so crowded. I do have a watermelon at the base of these bananas. I have never done that before, but I was reading that watermelons can be a good like plant to plant at the base of a banana. So as soon as I see like 1, maybe 2 watermelons, I'm gonna top the plant because I don't want it to get too bushy. I just wanna grow like 1 or 2 watermelons. That way I don't put too much stress on the plant. And we have some sweet potatoes. This right here is another, it's another moonflower. I'm hoping that it can climb up the swing. It's the same thing on this pot. I have sweet potatoes, a moonflower, and I believe that I planted some elephant ears in there too. That way it can give me some height. Here, same thing. This is the blue Java banana. I have watermelon down there. I have a few flowers that I didn't put there, but I'm just letting them grow. Here I have another Rose of Sharon, and it's a pink flower too, and it was a teeny tiny little plant, and it has grown a ton, so I'm excited to see that one. I love their flowers. Now this is where I used to have my strawberries, but like I said, they just gave up on me because it was too hot. Now I have that is Roselle hibiscus. I really like hibiscus tea, and I found the seed in what was that? Oh, M.I. Garner website. They had the seed, so I bought myself a little packet, and now I have 3 plants. I'm excited to see that grow. It's supposed to be a pretty big plant, so we'll see how it does here. I can remove 1 or maybe 2 plants if it gets too crowded. I have another pepper here. I had a bunch of peppers and I just didn't want to get rid of them, so I just kind of found little spots here and there of, you know, where to plant them. But if it gets too crowded with hibiscus, I will remove it and maybe put it in a pot. Here is just flowers. Just flowers. I have some lemon grass, some Shasta daisy, and some daylilies. This is the plant that I want to put in that corner. It's called Early Wonder Camellia. I'm excited. I just got it. And I have a dahlia here. It's a pink dahlia. I usually put dahlias like in ground or on my beds, but I wanted to try in a pot and see how it does. So yeah, let's go back here. So here I have canna lilies. I have a bunch of coleus. I think that's how you pronounce it. I got the seed from just Walmart, one of those little seed packets. And yeah, I started a bunch of them. I have more marigolds. These are my blackberries. They are producing a ton of fruit. I'm so excited to start eating berries. And we just cleaned our shed so it's nice and organized. We have some roses. This garden, I like this garden, but I feel like it gets so much shade. I have 2 tomatoes. I'm hoping that they do good here because they do get a little sad with the amount of sun we get during the summer. So we'll see how they do. I'm still trying different plants that hopefully like this spot. I have a little watermelon. I'm excited for that one. So I found the seed at Baker's Creek. And it says that it's a baby watermelon, but it's supposed to be a bush type. So it's very small. It doesn't get long and you know, wild. It's supposed to be more condensed for small spaces. So hopefully that is true. We'll see how much it produces. I have a few sunflowers. I don't know if they are putting too much pressure on my tomatoes because they're not growing much. I believe that one right there is called cream sausage, I believe. It's supposed to be a good tomato for sauces, like to make like marinara sauce and stuff like that. And this one is the crazy berry tomato. It's supposed to produce a bunch of clusters of little cherry tomatoes. So I have not tried to grow those before, so we'll see how they do. And here I have some flowers, and on this side I have different variety of roses. I have an azalea. I have some more canna lilies. I've been spreading those all over the garden because they spread a lot. And some elephant ears. That in the corner is my compost bin. That's where I put all of my kitchen scraps. In this, I'm growing some ground cherries and some cucumbers. Those cucumbers are the same ones that I have on that arch trellis. They're the dragon egg cucumbers. And this little tiny bed, I made it with wood pallets, and I have a video about it if you want to check it out. And I think that is it. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!